Hello there and a very good evening to you. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin here to give you a check of the forecast on Atlanta News First Plus, ANF Plus. Here we're going to talk about current conditions, what we're dealing with this evening now. Overnight tonight, more of that fog possible into our Monday morning, and also going to look ahead at the entire work week. All of the weather we have coming up here across North Georgia, and there is weather to be had and impacts to deal with as we go through the week. We have two first alerts, one for Tuesday, one for Wednesday, in particular Wednesday morning. And between Tuesday morning or so and about Wednesday morning or so, a rough 24-hour period there for you. Widespread rain and some thunderstorm potential is in the forecast. Ahead of that, we're very mild. And then we're going to get chilly. Once again, not as cold as it just was, but something that's a little bit more normal for this time of year. Though this evening in particular, it's pretty warm. Managed 70s today in Atlanta, Hartsfield-Jackson, Atlanta International Airport. Briefly warming into the lower 70s this afternoon. LaGrange also peaking in the lower 70s this afternoon. Many folks in that Carrollton to Atlanta, down to Locust Grove, over to LaGrange corridor, managed upper 60s, lower 70s this afternoon, and 60s were pretty common across the board, even some of our higher elevation mountain communities. Topping 60 today. Right now we're 64. We have cooled back a bit. After all, it is still wintertime. It's January. That sun angle gets lower, the sun sets, and temperatures, especially with a clear sky at the moment, do cool off rather quickly. Down to 60 in Gainesville, 64 Atlanta. Already upper 50s, Covington and Carrollton. LaGrange, actually the cool spot right now, at least on this particular map. 56 in LaGrange, Central Troop County, Heard County also in the 50s. 62 in Rome, Floyd County. 60 in Athens, Clark County. So you get the idea. Temperatures have peaked. They are now cooling, and we have a decent overnight and evening in the forecast. In fact, here is that hour by hour for you coming up here in just a moment. Do you want to also chat with folks on Facebook, Atlanta News First? Carlson, good evening to you. Thank you for watching. I'm glad this weather story helps you plan. And Toby on Atlanta News First, the YouTube page, is saying the first of 2023, talking about the first live stream we have done so far this year. Lucky to have that honor. And again, hopefully it's a good one for you. We have a little bit of bad weather in the forecast. If you're just now tuning in, I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin. If this is the first time you've ever watched an ANF Plus, Atlanta News First Plus, check out the forecast. We do these just about every day, both in the morning and in the evening, especially Monday through Friday when folks are trying to get out the door and get their work weeks done. Here to give you the latest First Alert forecast. You can stream this anywhere you stream a normal newscast, and you can get it at any time. You can even watch it back after the fact. We're also live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube, monitoring both of those accounts right now. Atlanta News First, the accounts to like and to follow if you have any weather questions, comments, concerns. Otherwise, here to give you the forecast. So you could be watching on Roku, maybe in the First Alert weather app or Atlanta News First app. There you can watch the forecast. You can get all the information, but if you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, Facebook and YouTube, the places to be. Monitoring again to Carlson and to Toby on YouTube, monitoring those comments coming in. Thanks for saying hey. And again, we'll go ahead and dive into that forecast. Right now, it's a little mild out there. Though cooling off, a light jacket, not a bad idea if you have evening plans. Here is that hour-by-hour forecast. And notice how temperatures, yes, we cool, but it's not really cold tonight. Even 11 p.m., the late news tonight, again, starting at 9 p.m., we'll have a 10 o'clock hour and then a late half hour there, back on Atlanta News First. 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., temperatures mosey on down into the 50s. And as we cool, I think some more clouds popping up, and like this morning, we're going to wake up tomorrow to some more, at least areas of low clouds, and could be some areas of fog. I don't think quite as widespread as this morning. Nonetheless, some areas of low visibility on your Monday. Now, a lot of folks do have Monday off. It is the observed, work holiday for a lot of folks, considering the new year fell on a Sunday this year. So enjoy the morning if you stay home. Just a little gloomy to start. More clouds in general tomorrow, but if you are commuting to work tomorrow morning, just a heads up, you could encounter some dense fog, some low visibility, but I don't think quite as big of an issue as it was, or at least as noticeable as it was this morning across much of North Georgia. Really not just North Georgia, but much of the South, much of the Southeast, from Houston and Galveston to New Orleans, up through Alabama, portions of Florida, and of course here in North Georgia. It was a very foggy start to the first day of the new year. All right, we are taking a look at forecast low temperatures tomorrow morning with more clouds around. Temperatures in the upper 40s to 50s Mildest inside I-285, the perimeter, lower 50s there, but upper 40s to near 50 further outside of the perimeter. And I think upper 40s to near 50 in Carrollton as well, LaGrange as well. Rome, similar story to you. Griffin, Covington, upper 40s. 46 in Athens. Cool spot, Blairsville, of course, up in the mountains. It will be a little bit cooler. Temperatures back in the low to mid 40s, maybe even the mountain peaks, the highest elevations in North Georgia, Clay County, North Carolina, could briefly dip into the upper 30s. Lizzie Fortner on Facebook, good evening to you. Wishing you a Happy New Year. Annette Edge, hello. Glad you're enjoying the weather this evening. Happy New Year to you. So Happy New Year, Carlson and Lizzie and Annette on Facebook and on YouTube. A very happy first day of the new year to Toby. Thank you for watching, everybody. Again, chatting with folks on 2 social media platforms, Facebook and on YouTube, Atlanta News First. The accounts to like and to follow. If you want to participate in this weather chat, of course, you can just watch the forecast, get the information. But if you need any clarification, anything like that, feel free to give me a holler here on Atlanta News First on YouTube. Vita, hello to you, watching from Denver. Denver just got some good snow, Vita. How much did you get? Depending on what part of the metro, Denver metro, you were in. And it was a pretty heavy snow. In fact, much of the area is seeing inches of snow, the heavy, wet snow. And in Denver, it's hard to get snow without much wind, and it looks like you kind of scored both there. Very pretty winter wonderland. Have some friends up in Denver, saw that. So again, thanks for watching, Vita, on Atlanta News First, the YouTube page, one place we're streaming at right now. And again, back here in North Georgia, Atlanta-centric here. Going to be back in the 40s to low to mid 50s. I think warmest inside the perimeter. We were in the 50s this morning outside. Out the door if you were out early this morning inside the perimeter. So that all that pavement in the city of Atlanta hanging on to some of that mild air in this setup. So wouldn't be too surprised if we woke up to similar temperatures, but it will, as it typically is, be just a little bit cooler outside of the perimeter I-285. Now we have no first alerts tomorrow, but we do have more clouds in the first alert forecast. And there could be an isolated shower around North Georgia and metro Atlanta. Again, here is that day part forecast to look at tomorrow. Winds are relatively light, more clouds than today, and temperatures are mild. Ryan Laird asking about Rockdale in the morning. I think upper 40s out the door in the morning at Rockdale. Could be some patchy dense fog. Wakes up, you're going to wake up to some more clouds out the door in the morning, but I think fog will be a little bit more patchy than this morning. But Ryan, if you're up early, if you're getting at it, definitely could be dealing with some fog, and I think especially down in your area on the south side of Atlanta, east side of Atlanta, the metro, at least that's where the risk of some fog will be greater. So just don't be too surprised if you wake up to some fog tomorrow morning, Ryan. Very happy New Year's to you. But we're warming up tomorrow afternoon back in the mid to upper 60s with more clouds around. Not exactly feeling like the first couple days, the second day in this case of January. It's going to feel more like, a later February, March sort of afternoon with some folks warming into the 70s again. More clouds than sun tomorrow, so less sunshine tomorrow compared to what we had today. But still a nice day with an isolated chance of a shower or two. More clouds than anything else. That chance of an isolated passing shower is greatest west of metro Atlanta, but can't rule out a shower in the city as well. Again, it'll be brief, not a big impact to your Monday. 67 your high temperature in Atlanta, Gainesville 67. And 69 Athens, Rome 69, Noonan 68. Ryan says, got me an Alexa for weather. Good news is Atlanta News First, ANF Plus, Atlanta News First Plus, also on Alexa. So all you have to do is ask for our latest newscast, our latest forecast. Just ask for the first alert forecast, Atlanta News First, and you can get the forecast. You can get local news. We're on Alexa too. Pretty much any platform that anyone else is on here at Atlanta News First, we are also on. Again, would appreciate that weather information. Otherwise, you could get it from an unreliable source, though usually those, Alexa in particular, I think it pulls from the National Weather Service, so no big concerns there. But if you do like the first alert forecast and maybe get a little bit more conversational like we are here, Alexa, a good place to go as we put our news information there, weather information as well. And again, back to tomorrow, temperatures very mild, upper 60s to near 70. Lots of clouds tomorrow as we await the next storm system moving in. And in fact, we're already tracking it. It's already producing rain. If you have family in California, they may have told you about this one. A pretty strong storm system bringing record rainfall, flooding as well to portions of the West Coast. And we'll pull up radar here in just a moment. I'm going to show you the cloud layer on here too, because it's a pretty impressive system. It has a very wide envelope of clouds, a lot of moisture associated with it, and it's bringing rain and clouds to areas that desperately need a little bit of moisture. And here we are. Valley rains, mountain snows here in the desert southwest. You can pretty easily find where that area of low pressure is. Don't have to draw it, but just in case, we'll do that here. You can see it spinning there counterclockwise. So pulling up moisture from the Pacific Ocean, the Baja Peninsula, on its western flank, or its eastern flank rather, and then back to the west on the back side of this, we do have some mountain snow, even the Vegas area, seeing some decent rain and some higher elevation snow across lower Nevada. Linda Banks watching from Cornelius, North Carolina. Hope you have a wonderful new year as well. Linda Banks, thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hope you had a wonderful weekend, and of course, hopefully nothing but wonderful as we get deeper into 2023. So this is the next system set to impact not just North Georgia, but up in Cornelius, North Carolina. Linda, looking at your forecast as well, it is going to trend wetter Tuesday into Wednesday, widespread rain. Some of that rain will be heavy, and I think there's a decent shot at some thunderstorms moving in, and one or two of those could be on the strong side, especially as we get into that range from Tuesday afternoon or so back into the Wednesday morning time period. So Vita is watching from Aurora. Yeah, some good snow in Aurora, I'm sure. Winter Wonderland looking, and Right Lane Game. Hello to you, 2023. Glad everyone made it. Certainly feel the same. Lots to look forward to. If 2022 was not your year, hope 2023 is better. Hey, even the opportunity of better is better than just being stuck in whatever 2022 had. So let's look at rainfall predictions. This is over the next several days. We're going to back it up here just a bit. Kind of get a look at the big picture here. We'll zoom in just a little bit. And you notice here the pinks and the purples, an inch or two of rain forecast to fall through Wednesday. So this is the type of rain we can handle, but could lead to some rises on area streams, rivers, ponds, creeks, the typical trouble spots, especially up in the mountains of North Georgia. A lot of stuff is now dormant and or dead after the extreme cold we had. The ground is not soaking up as much moisture. Soil is just letting it run off, and that runoff is going into streets. It is going to go into creeks, rivers, streams, and it could lead to some rises as we get into our Wednesday. Some of this rain moves in. We'll see several rounds of rain between Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning before this all wraps up and we dry out. In fact, let's go ahead and pull out that 7-day forecast here, and we'll do that for you. And again, yes, we're talking about Tuesday, Wednesday widespread rain, but there will be some improvement as we get into the latter portion of the week. The cold air comes back just a bit, but it won't be extreme. Excuse me. So that is good news. Hopefully it'll help clear some of whatever is in the air bothering people. I don't know. It probably isn't anything from any trees. I know cedar is an issue out west, but hard to get much cedar air in the air here. So whatever is bothering folks, hopefully that is out of the picture here pretty soon. And again, we're going to pull up that 7-day forecast here for you in a moment, just making sure that it has that latest information for you. We are tracking a first alert Tuesday and a first alert Wednesday. Other than that, though, a nice week. Tomorrow we have more clouds. Kind of the sign from Mother Nature that changes are brewing. Nature's always giving us signs, right? And the increasing cloudiness tomorrow is the sign that rain is on the way Tuesday, Wednesday. So a mostly dry Monday, but it could be an isolated shower or two. Again, mainly west of Metro Atlanta. Temperatures back in the mid and upper 60s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, with morning lows back in the 60s Tuesday, Wednesday mornings. That's abnormally warm for this time of year. In fact, could be some of the warmest, in this case, January 3rd, January 4th mornings we have had on record, in recorded history here for the city of Atlanta. That 70% chance of storms. That first alert Wednesday is for the morning. Wednesday afternoon, evening, we're drying out, we're clearing out, we're cooling off, and chillier as we get into our Thursday. Noticeably colder for sure at the latest by Friday morning, with many areas dipping back below the freezing mark. Probably a frosty but sunny start to our Friday, with temperatures struggling even in Atlanta to get back into the lower 50s. So it'll be a chilly end to the work week and a mostly dry weekend, remaining chilly, more clouds, little front approaching, maybe an isolated shower or two as we get into our Sunday forecast, but not looking like a washout, not at all looking like a bad stretch of weather, but Sunday definitely could be a little cloudier once again as we track the next storm system, the next slight chance of rain back in that first alert forecast. Going to check back in on Facebook before we head out for the evening. Make sure I haven't missed any questions, comments, concerns. Linda, Ryan, Annette, Lizzie, Carlston, thank you all for watching. It appears that folks have tended to get their forecast and move on with their Sunday evening. So hopefully everyone has their work week covered. Again, Tuesday morning is when you're really going to notice a jump up in that rain chance, an uptick in the amount of clouds and rain around. We'll have several rounds of rain showers and thunderstorms between Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning. Some of that rain will be heavy. Could be some minor road flooding, just your typical trouble spots. And then we're back to chilly air, but some sunshine. Reminder, if you're on the go, we have the forecast for you in several places, not just the first alert weather app on your smartphone, which you can get at any time, but also on desktop form as well. Just go to atlantanewsfirst.com, click on First Alert Weather. This video is actually from the app. Since we don't have an early evening newscast, if you do have the app, you would have gotten that push alert updated forecast video before the evening newscast even began. And here is that 10-day, noticing how it remains a little on the cool side, pretty normal for this time of year heading into next weekend and the following Monday and Tuesday. Again, we're on again at 9 p.m. Anywhere you are streaming this weather forecast, you can watch the newscast in its entirety, 9 o'clock hour, 10 o'clock hour, and that later half hour as well. Our early news was preempted, so if you still need to check up the forecast, remember it is always there at atlantanewsfirst.com. And in the First Alert Weather app, we'll leave you with a look at that 7-day. Hope you have a wonderful evening, a great 2023, and we'll see you starting on the 9 o'clock newscast here in just more than 2 hours.